Predator spawn.
My name is Jason My name is Jason VandenBerghe, and I'm the narrative director. I'm Jason VandenBerghe. I'm the narrative director on Far Cry 3.
Oh, come on.
So you play Jason Brody. You're a dude who has had better weeks. His ship is sunk in front of this island, which he didn't intend to go to. His girlfriend's lost in the wilderness. He's surrounded by pirates and criminals and rebels and all sorts of insane, crazy people. And he's got to find a way to survive and get off the island and maybe right some wrongs along the way. So he's we're going to do a more detailed reveal about him in the months to come. So right now, what I can tell you is that he's a dude that when he like with I think all the Far Cry games, he's a dude that when he picks up his first AK-47, right? He's like, okay, let's go, right? It's not like, oh wow, how does this work, right? So he's a guy who is here to confront the bad guys, right? But he's going to be confronted with his own sort of internal darkness. But beyond that, I'm not really allowed to go into too much detail. So you'll have to ask me again later.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
So the island is this big. It's a big space. It's an open world game, Far Cry, right? Far Cry 2, we have that technology, the open world space, and so Far Cry 3 is going to carry that and take it even further. It's an island filled with, like I say, with the dark side of humanity. There hasn't been any government or police here for a long time, and when you have that kind of an environment and they're left to their own devices, bad shit emerges, right? I mean, it's really you get into a dark place, and so that's kind of where we are. We want this island to feel like at the end of the game, we want you to have this very vivid memories of the people that you meet, the kinds of situations that you get yourself into, right? And it's kind of come away like, I survived the island in Far Cry 3, right? That's sort of the feeling we wanted to have. So we're taking that and carrying it forward. We want that to be even cooler. The technology for performance capture and for characterization has come a long way since Far Cry 2, and we're kind of on the cutting edge of that. We saw our guy Voss in the demo that you just saw, right? This guy is like a barbarian Viking or something like that, like a pirate who's rampaging down the coast of this island, and he's an example of the types of characters that you're going to run into in this island. They're these people who are free to do whatever in the hell they want to and express whatever darkness is living inside of them. But we don't want to dwell on the grim, sort of horrifying nature of that. We want the player to experience that, right, and then kind of push through that. So it's going to be a challenge for you, but we're not going to pull our punches when it comes to the sort of the. We want you to feel like it's real. Yeah. So.
Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? In this kind of insanity, you can think of insanity as like, it's the stuff that we're not allowed to do in civilization, right? When you're in society, the stuff that you're not allowed to do is described as that's the insane stuff. Well, there's no civilization here. And so it's all insane, right? It's anything goes. And in that kind of environment, you get this stuff. But I mean, what I'm trying to do with the narrative is I want to make sure that Voss doesn't think he's crazy, right? Voss isn't like, oh, I'm a crazy guy. No, he thinks he's doing the right thing. And that's what real insanity is like. Real human insanity is people who don't believe they're insane, but when you watch their behavior, you're like, oh my God. you're not wired like I am, right? And Voss is missing some important elements in his personality, like empathy, like the ability to imagine that you have feelings, like he walks around believing that everyone is a construction of his own imagination, right? I mean, he's, and this is not fantasy stuff. This is real. People are like this, and when people like that get in power, you get some really bad situations.
But the first time somebody told me that, I don't know, I thought they were bullshitting me, so boom, I shot him. The thing is, okay, he was right. And then I started seeing it everywhere I looked, all these fucking pricks. Everywhere I looked, doing the exact same fucking thing. Over and over and over and over and over again. Thinking, this time is gonna be different. No, please. This time is gonna be different. I'm sorry. I don't like the way you are looking at it.
So you're gonna have there's a group of people who are trying to fight back, right, on this island. In Far Cry 2, the story and the context was really about this mercenary setting and this sort of fighting side by side and that sort of setting. But the buddy stuff worked really well for them. Far Cry 3 is more about a personal story. It's about Jason's story, and so it's that buddy system isn't going to be our focus this time. But you're going to have people that you're fighting along with. Absolutely, you're not the only good guy on the island, right? You'll have people that you'll meet and that you'll hopefully will come to care about, and you'll get involved in their fights and maybe start fighting forward with them. And that may or may not turn out the way that you expect it to. We'll see.
You're gonna have some insane allies.
You might, and you might not be entirely stable yourself.
Even greater. Yeah. That same sort of open world setting, we want to use that structure. And when you've got an open world setting, you want to create sort of locations and places you can return to that you know about, right? We want to make sure though that the player's sense of progression is consistent, right? And that the spawning feels right, and that you get that sense of continuity. So we're trying to take the groundwork, the awesome stuff that was done in Far Cry 2, and then polish it, take it to the next level, and really push it into the modern era. Far Cry to me has always been like about showing the world what a shooter could be like, right? What open world shooting could be like. It's almost like the full potential of shooters can happen in that Far Cry genre, and we're almost our own genre. And I can't wait to show the full potential of that. That's really what we're trying to do with Far Cry 3. Anything else you'd like to add?
I hope you love it. and get ready to see some crazy stuff. Yeah.
What's the definition of insane?
It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting shit to change.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?